Bank Negara warns that firms are still in a race to the bottom with regards to labour costs. That's putting Malaysia's ambitions to transform into a high-income nation at risk. Its Governor Muhammad Ibrahim says the country needs to reform the labour market. Otherwise, it will be trapped in a low-cost, low productivity and low-income spiral. According to BNM, 27% or almost one-third of households in Kuala Lumpur were earning below living wage in 2016. It says an individual in the capital city needs to earn at least 2,700 ringgit a month to be able to cover his or her basic needs. For families with 2 children, the living wage would be a minimum of 6,500 ringgit a month. Parliament has passed a motion to redraw electoral boundaries after a 2-hour debate. 129 lawmakers voted for it while 80 opposed it. Opposition MPs have condemned it from the start, arguing that it would give BN an edge in the coming polls. DAP Gelang Patah MP Lim Kit Siang was engaged in a spat related to the motion. He was booted out before the motion was even tabled and earned himself a 6-month suspension. Meanwhile, outside, hundreds of protesters marched on Parliament. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib Razak, who tabled the EC's re-delineation proposal, told the Dewan Rakyat that the government did not interfere or influence the process. He said the changes recommended will enable representatives to service their constituencies in a more efficient and effective manner. Datuk Nur Jazlan Muhammad is not pleased with Cathay Pacific's decision to waive rebooking or rerouting charges for Malaysians whose travel dates coincide with GE14. Cathay Pacific said in a travel advisory that one change will be permitted for all tickets if the travel date falls on election day. The Deputy Home Minister was not impressed, tweeting, "Wow, good marketing move by them. Didn't know that regime change is part of their business plan." Sapura Energy saw its net loss widen from 172 million ringgit to 2.29 billion in the fourth quarter ended January 31st, 2018. This was due to impairment charges of 2.1 billion ringgit in its engineering and construction and drilling segments. Revenue fell 34% year-on-year from 1.8 billion ringgit to 1.19 billion ringgit. This brings its full-year net loss to 2.5 billion ringgit on the back of 5.9 billion in revenue. However, Sapura Energy believes things are looking up. It says the industry is seeing gradual recovery as reflected in the higher crude oil prices. Consequently, its services segment has seen increased levels of bidding and contracting activities globally. Bursa Malaysia has warned that it will scrutinise listed companies that are found submitting fabricated information as public announcements. CEO Datuk Sri Tajuddin Atan says companies found falsifying information, especially to spur share price movements, will be seriously investigated. As for investors, Tajuddin is urging all to source for information from trusted avenues and not social media platforms. Last week, the Securities Commission sent out a warning to investors. It said there was an increased use of online platforms to spread false and misleading information on certain companies in order to perpetrate pump and dump schemes.